it. I had no job, no home, no money, just a criminal record and hatred for the woman who had put me there. Eventually, I found a rundown apartment complex on the edge of town. But it was cheap, and that was all I could afford. I paid the first month's rent with what little cash I had left, and the landlord didn't ask too many questions. The apartment was a dump, but it was a roof over my head. The ceiling leaked and the heating barely worked, but it was something. I spent the first night there on the floor, staring up at the cracked ceiling, wondering how it had come to this. The next day, I went out looking for a job. I needed money if I was going to survive and, more importantly, if I was going to get back at Laura. But finding work with a record wasn't easy. I spent hours going from place to place, asking for applications, and filling out forms only to get turned away as soon as they saw the gap in my employment history. Finally, I found a convenience store that was desperate enough to take me on. It wasn't much, just minimum wage, but it was something and I took it. The work was mind-numbing. I spent my days behind the counter, ringing up smokes and lottery tickets. The nights were worse, with drunks stumbling in at all hours and the occasional junkie trying to boost a six-pack. The whole time, I kept thinking about Laura, about how she was out there somewhere, living her life while I was stuck in this pit. Every cent I earned went towards keeping the crappy apartment and buying just enough food to get by. There was no room for anything else. But every night, after I dragged myself back to that dump of an apartment,